Alors, c'est la
All
première
right then,
cérémonie
so this is the first award category. 5 of these pitches, only one winner. Before revealing the winner for 2022, we're going to be hearing from Frédéric Humbland, Frédéric Hubling, who's joining me now on stage. A round of applause for him, please. So, come up to the front. So, I need my speech. Well, I can hold you the microphone. It's not a problem. Anyway, welcome. You're Secretary General of the Essonne Public Authority. What can you tell us? I'm not Secretary General. I'm elected official in the Chamber of Commerce, actually. I do apologize. Thanks for that, for rectifying that. I'm also a CEO. I represent my colleagues, my chairman, one of my colleagues, who is Marc Morandi, you may well know. He's one of my colleagues. But to be honest with you, cards on the table. I know spring very well. I'm familiar with all the process, and I'm particularly impressed. And delighted to be here. I'd like to pay tribute to all the candidates and the exhibitors, the local authorities, the partners. I mention the local authorities because the Chamber of Commerce and Industry is little known or ill known sometimes. And we work in conjunction with the local authorities, more particularly in the Essonne and the Greater Paris areas, with our colleagues from the Yvelines region. I don't know whether our colleagues are in attendance from the Yvelines. It may be so, but lots of innovative projects, employment, research, land and town planning, and training projects that we deal with, bearing upon Saclay, bearing upon the APAB area. APABs, it's a bit of a private joke. I pay tribute to them. Private joke, by way of parenthesis. What else can I say? Well, as I say, it's a major privilege and honor to be here. I've heard one or two things trickling on the grapevine. I won't say anything more. I pay tribute to the contestants. I will say nothing of what I've heard on the grapevine, absolutely. And a small parenthesis, a bit of an ad, a local advertisement for our Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Techinov. I'd like to mention that. This is something very similar to what brings us all here today. It's a fabulous initiative. A number of you, well, you've been many, in fact, to show an interest in that. And for the next edition, and by way of conclusion, I would say, those contestants that will be appearing on this stage in a moment, we'll be giving them a stand and a way to express their ideas at our next exhibition fair, which will take place when? Before or after the summer? In March 2023, okay. And unfortunately not in the Essonne area, but will help us cast our net more broadly, but it will be in the Greater Paris area. Lovely, all right. So when you start in your entrepreneurial career, it's lovely and very useful to have a showcase to meet investors, customers, and what have you. Well, exactly so, exactly so. It's a business fair, it's a trade fair with wonderful golden nuggets, wonderful successes that bubble up, and we're delighted to showcase them. And Frédéric, then the food tech, green tech, these categories, health was another category. This is relevant for the future, but particularly of today, isn't it? It's already here. Well, yes, it's the future of today, if I can put it that way. I mean, this comes through clearly when you look at, if nothing else, the groups that have set up recently in the Essonne area, but also older players operating in the health sphere and mobility as well, of course. Mobility, this is very much part and parcel of our daily concerns. Mobility to attract and retain talent. And in respect of that, it's my hope that the young blood, if you will, that will receive an award, and but also the others will not forget. I hope they will not forget that they have grown, if you like, on this fertile ground in the Yvelines, in the Essonne, or if nothing else, the Greater Paris area, because these young bloods, these young talented high flyers, that obviously they're going to spread their wings and go aloft elsewhere. Of course, that's important, but we want to sustain jobs and prompt employment. Well, yes, thanks very much. So, thanks very much for joining us, for rounding off this lovely day. Thanks very much. I'm just going to retrieve your microphone. Thanks very much. All right, then. A round of applause. Yes, please. A round of applause. And stay with us. David, Khuat-Duy, you are the sponsor of this 2022 Spring 50 edition, but you couldn't be with us physically, unfortunately, alongside me. Unfortunately, you're afflicted with COVID, but it looks as though you're relatively in fine fettle. So, of course, you are the sponsor, so welcome to the event. Can you hear me? Yes, I can. How are you then? How are you feeling? Yes, I'm very disappointed not to be able to be with you. It would have been lovely. I have to go into isolation because of COVID. Perhaps I can say one or two things about being a sponsor. It's a main honor and privilege to be so. The company which I chair is very much involved in Paris-Saclay, has stayed there and has grown in that environment. And I really wanted to, therefore, be a sponsor for this event. Our company produces software to major companies, blue chips, if you will. And this has helped us grow. And it's a delight, therefore, to be a sponsor for this event. With these startups, we'll have an opportunity to do a coaching session to tap into all their entrepreneurial spirit and energy. It'd be a great pleasure to interact with them. We had 100 or so candidates. 50 were shortlisted and 25 came through. So in the end, so welcome. And sorry, well done to them. All right, then. It looks as though you're not doing too badly with your COVID, but stay with us. And David, you're being represented here by Arnaud Pelletier, who can represent you as a sponsor. And Arnaud is chairman of Paris-Saclay French Tech, who's co-organizing Spring 50 with us. He'll be joining us. Well, here he is. Microphone's working? That's lovely. All right, then. David couldn't be with us, but you're representing David. That's right, yeah. At the last minute, in fact, you've got a wonderful, I really like your top with the symbol of French Tech, the cockerel. Well, yeah, you can buy it on the French Tech website. Snap one up tomorrow. So what can we say to launch this this award ceremony for Spring 50? Well, at French Tech, we're delighted to co-organize this event and be part of the selection process for the candidates, and that we then entrusted to the panel for each category to choose a winner for each of these categories. Perhaps I can tell you a bit about what French Tech Paris-Saclay is, what it involves. So we've got a very rich ecosystem, 500 startups, with deep tech very well represented. And French Tech here is to represent the startup ecosystem. We've got 260 active members as part of the organization. If you want to join us, please do. You can retrieve every relevant information to that on our website. Of course, the goal for us is to make a community, build a community, hook up the entrepreneurs among themselves, so that that can spark an exchange of ideas amongst them, and to establish links with incubators, accelerators, representatives of public authorities and state authorities. Each startup at a certain point of time sometimes have to go to the authorities to facilitate their process. And also we hook up internationally with 120 French tech communities operating around the world. In 70 or so operate abroad, and we try to burgeon the appeal of this particular area as well. And this is, something that we do in the events that we are associated with internationally. And French tech, yes, prompt French innovation more broadly. Alexander, you're with us. That's right. I've just arrived, just in time to award the Spring 50 trophies. On the internet, of course, you'll be able to hook up with French techs, which is possibly bigger than this event. But maybe the startup winners who've won the Spring 50 contest today, maybe then they may be fully fledged members of French Tech Paris-Saclay. But of course, we need to know first off who's won. And to do that, let's have the chairman of each category, Céline Farcé, Open Innovation Manager and Head Technology Scout at L'Oréal, who'll be coming. I've got a microphone. Or that's my microphone, don't touch. Why? Okay, everybody's got his own or her own microphone. No doubt it wasn't straightforward. That's right. We got into an animated discussion because everything that was presented was very worthwhile, very valuable, but of course we wanted to see which one emerged above the others. So open the envelope and tell us who's won then in the green tech category. So we've decided to award Papcot, with Manuel, who represented the technology this morning and provided the pitch prize. A round of applause for him then. Here's the prize. Manuel, well done to you. Congratulations. Here's your award. Perhaps you want to say something to your teams? It's yours. Take it. It's your prize. Awarded by us. Well, thanks very much. First of all, I'd like to say something to the panel, the judges. The quality of your questions, fabulous. My thanks also goes to my team, the work that they've done with the customers. We're going to be bringing out this technology on the French market between now and the end of the year. You'll be receiving full paper packaging, same performance as plastic, as I said, between now and December this year. And of course, this is helpful for our ecosystem, which is very precious to us, and hopefully is going in the right direction. It's us to build that process.
If you like the mission, if you share the values, please join the company.
Bravo, en tout cas, bravo pour cette victoire.
Round of applause, well done. Well done. Thank you very much, the chairman of that category. So Spring 50, now with the digital technology category. 5 startups came and went, didn't they? And provided their pitch. A member of that panel will be making the award with you, Arnaud. Frédéric Humbard, Ivanacom Executive Committee member. Round of applause for that gentleman. Here he is. Good afternoon. So tell us then, was it really difficult? Yeah, well, we saw 5 fabulous companies. We met the entrepreneurs, fabulous quality, And so there was a bit of a heated debate, but we chose one ultimately that was able to show in a few minutes that they had solid quality technology, bold development, and captured the interest of its first customers. Can you hold the microphone? Yep, that's my job. The award goes to Navalgo, which is called Tafway now. Susanna Kozłowska is the CEO. Well done. Digital Tech winner this year. Perhaps you can make the award if you wouldn't mind. Marion? Yes, I've got the microphone. Welcome, well done. Thank you very much to the jury. Thanks to the organisers. Well, I've studied here at this school, and then I did my internship here. So, you know, I'm at home. Thanks very much. Well done. Another round of applause. Thank you. And now we're switching category. Now we're going to be talking about mobility. And to tell us who's won in that category, Virginie Noiret, Senior Project Leader at the RATP in France. Over to you, no doubt, in that category as well. Very tricky to come to an ultimate decision. That's right. I'm delighted to be with you and representing the judges. We had these fabulous pitches, and then there was a Q&A, of course, because each candidate had to abide by the criteria, and then we ultimately came to a decision. So tell us then, what was your decision? All right, then, so we chose What Anywhere with Didier Roux. A round of applause, then. Category of mobility. Well done to you. Come up and join us on the rostrum. If you wouldn't mind going over there, then you'll be able to have your award. It's yours now. Here's a microphone. Tell us, well, how do you feel? Well, I'm very proud. And on behalf of the entire team, 5 of us involved in this project, we'd like to thank you very warmly for this award because, as was said during our pitch, we're in the financing phase. We're raising monies, so hopefully this will increase our exposure to communicate very quickly over LinkedIn about receiving this award. This will facilitate things, no doubt, very, very nicely with investors. Hope so. So, yes, you know, investors in the room, you're all ears, hopefully. A round of applause. Well done.
Moving to another category, we are talking about biotechs now. Yeah, I'm looking for my notes. It's the next was last, and it's with Catherine George. She works here in R&D for Ipsen, and you joined us to give this award. Tell us how difficult it was for you to reach a decision. I saw that you were paying great attention during the pitches. What won the decision? Was it the pitch? Was it the deliberations you had with your colleagues? Well, first, I wanted to thank all the candidates that delivered a pitch, because these were excellent pitches, extremely clear, brilliant. And then there was a Q&A session where they all showed their expertise, and they all perfectly answered our questions. So the decision was extremely difficult to make, but we decided, eventually we decided to reward a technological platform working in precision medicine, which is extremely important for health today. Okay, let's open the envelope. So it's my pleasure to give this prize to Kimialis, and I would like to invite Philippe Gilbert to join us on this stage. Well, thank you so much. Please join us, Philippe. Come and get your trophy. You have the prize for the health biotech category. A few words? Yes, well, thank you very much to the jury. Congratulations to the 4 other candidates that were in the pitch session. And I want to thank all my staff, including my partner, Claude Noves, who developed this beautiful technology. And the objective for Chimialis is, our objective was to gain invisibility. And I think, well, we achieved this objective. Well, thank you very much indeed. Congratulations and thank you, Mrs. President. Last award, the one of my favorite industry, food tech, and it's Sarah Thompson, in charge of perspective at Danone, who is going to tell us who won this ever so important prize. Welcome, Mrs. Thompson. Tell us, was it hard? Yes, it was. Yes, it was. So on behalf of the jury, I'd like to thank all startups that pitched because everything was high quality. And then they all tackle societal issues which are very important. And we all wish them a beautiful success because we all need these solutions. Yes, we heard great things. You don't know everything we can do with eggshells, but soon you will be able to discover that as soon as Monday. But in replay. But Mrs. President, who won today? Let me open the envelope. And I'm inviting Justine from Circuleg. Absolutely, that's great. She is going to win the award of Food Tech for Spring 2022 edition. Well, thank you. Congratulations to all the other participants in my category and in all the other categories. Thanks to the jury, thanks to the organizers of this event, on behalf of all our team, because we're a team of 10 people. And, well, we're all supporting this project, which is growing. We are hiring, by the way, so feel free to contact us. It's a beautiful opportunity for us to take part in this in this event. Last year we participated virtually, but this year we are present, and it's an opportunity to meet with potential investors, including Danone, by the way. Thank you so much for this award, for this prize. Thank you. Congratulations to Circle Egg. One word, Arnaud. David couldn't make it with us, but he is with us remotely from his home. So these are the prizes. Can you say a few words? Well, all I want to do is congratulate all the participants and the award winners, but also all the participants, because we said it first, there is a first short list of 50 before we end up with 5 candidates per category. And David is back. Yes, Mr. Khuat-Duy, you're with us remotely. You've seen the winners. What kind of advice would you give them? Because this is just the beginning of their journey, I guess. Yes, absolutely. So congratulations to all of you. It's a beautiful start for your journey. And for the future, you all realize that you're just at the beginning of your journey, so you need to persevere. You'll have to explain your project many, many times. You'll have to be able to adjust your project when required. You'll have to be able to convince some people who might resist to your ideas, but keep sight of your objective and work very hard, because that's the only way you can succeed in a business. But congratulations. Well, thank you so much. A round of applause for our 2 sponsors for this 2022 edition. Alexander, it's about time we close this session, but not yet. We have a few minutes left. We are going to close this award ceremony after we have 4 more guests.